What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video for Friday, April 12th. We are back with a full slate. 3 games early, then we've got a main slate of the rest of the games. We don't have all of the pitchers currently, but we're going to give you what we have right now. If you've never been here before, hopefully you're in for a treat. We have giveaways every single video. 2 ways to win. Like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If you get in there and this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That includes sports betting and DFS. That includes MLB, NBA, PGA, NASCAR. We've got it for you. NFL once that comes back. If the video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month of FTA+ worth $30. 150 likes is a chance to win a $200 yearly pass. And 200 or more likes, a chance to win a lifetime pass worth $500. So that's the first way. The second way to do it, like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me who is going to hit a home run and what inning they're going to hit it in. So you can win multiple times. If you get that inning and the home run correct, you will win a free week of FTA+. Within that, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. If you have questions, comments, concerns, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. In the description of this video is the link to today's article, which we have the pitchers we like out of all of these, about 3 batters at each position, about 5 to 10 batters at the outfield position. And then we have everything else. We also have a Discord that we try to give you guys questions. You guys give us questions. We go back and forth. We show some people show their bets. We try to make it a great community. Yesterday's slate was terrible due to all the weather, but today hopefully will be a better slate for you. So what we do is we go through every single game. We're going to look at all the pitchers. We're going to look at the bats that make sense. At the end of the video, or towards the end of the video, we're going to give you our top 20 batters after 10,000 simulations. Now, if you're new to the channel, we do 20,000 simulations a day, and we try to give you as much as we possibly can. I would love some suggestions for anyone who's in this video or in the Discord or part of FTA+. If you have certain suggestions you would like to see on the website, such as for MLB, we already do player projections. We do simulation models. I have been mulling around the idea of doing simulation lineups, like 150 simulated lineups, just so you guys can see what those are. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. That would be part of FTA+, but definitely let me know. We already do simulations for bats and projections, stuff like that, but simulated lineups might be a little bit different. We can export that onto the website. Have never done that before, but maybe that's something you're interested in. So let me know either down below or you can email us. So if you are the winner of the home run pick, all you have to do, take a screenshot of your YouTube username and that comment, and then email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up for your free pass. Okay, so we're going to see who the winner of yesterday's contest was. So the contest that I'm talking about, the one we're giving away, is the winner overall of just the views. So if you left a comment and we got the views, you have a chance to win. So we look at that, and we had 85 likes on the video, so someone is going to win a free week of content. So with that content, it includes MLB currently, NASCAR, NBA, PGA's already happened, so it'll be a week for next week of PGA. So that being said, let's check out who the winner is. If you see you're the winner, comment here and then email me. So good luck and congratulations to Chris Kramer, 21-22, with the Correa 4th inning home run as his comment. So congratulations, Chris. If you see this, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Let me know a username and email you would like on the website, or if you already have a username, let me know that too, and we will get you set up for a free week of FTA+. So that being said, we do have some of these games that were rained out prior, and so now they've moved these here. Now they're early. These games are not on a main slate, but we're still going to look at them. So looking at kind of what we talked about in yesterday's video, Pablo Lopez versus Skubal. I like both of these guys. Both of them have had success. They're expensive when they're on the slate. They're very expensive. Could you use both of them? Yes, I think you use both of them probably. For like an early slate with, what is there going to be, 3 games? With 3 games, any of these pitchers are viable tournament options. That being said, I would lean more towards Skubal over Pablo Lopez, but I could still see you going the route of whichever one. Because again, there's currently going to be 6 pitchers. We're looking at 5 right now because we are still waiting on one. If you aren't going with either of these pitchers and you want to look at the bats, you've got the possibility. I mean, Pablo Lopez has been good against them, striking out almost 30% of those batters. Mark Canha's 4 for 8 with a double, but I really only like him against lefties. Kerry Carpenter's 3 for 6. I mean, no one's got a triple. No one's got a home run. We've got 1 double on there. I don't mind Pablo Lopez. I kind of look at that, and none of these scare me at the moment. So I really, again, I'm probably not playing this early slate, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity. I wanted to explain some of these like we do every single day. So I'm probably not going with bats here. I'm probably going with Pablo Lopez. Flip side of that, Skubal, 48 plate appearance, 238 batting average, 37.5 K percentage. Love Skubal as pitcher here tonight too. So no ill will towards either of them. I think I'd rather focus on Skubal a little bit. But again, I'm not always right. I'm just here to give you as much possible information as I can to help you guys make informed decisions. So while I see both of these, I think both are viable options for tournaments. I'm probably leaning a little more towards Skubal, but I will have a little bit of exposure to Lopez if I play this early slate. Pirates at the Phillies is next. Bailey Falter versus Chris Sanchez. Falter, 6 plate appearances. They haven't really seen much. Sanchez, 16 plate appearances, 143. I'd still rather focus on Christopher Sanchez here early. And I would look at Philly bats against Bailey Falter. I'd be looking at Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos. I'd be looking at Alec Boehm against the lefty. I would be looking at Bryce Harper. I really don't care if it's a lefty on righty matchup. Schwarber, I really don't care if it's a lefty on righty matchup here. Schwarber's more boomer bust home run pick, but I don't mind him either. So that's where I would go here. I'd go Christopher Sanchez. I don't want Falter, and I really don't want Pirates bats right now. The Giants at Tampa Bay, for whatever reason, we are still waiting for some pitchers here. You got Keaton Winn versus to be announced. I don't mind Keaton Winn because if you've been with us before, you know that I know his family. They live about 20 minutes from where I live. So it's cool to see him in the majors. I would love this pick more if it were in San Francisco because that's a better ballpark for pitchers. But Tropicana is not that good either. So I don't mind Keaton Winn. Batting-wise, none really jump out to me right now without knowing who Tampa Bay is going to throw out there. So again, when these kind of things happen and we don't have the pitchers available, we have all the information. We will have it updated, cheat sheets, chalk. We've got it all on the website. We've got it there. We can ask or answer your questions if you bring them to us in Discord. We can try that. We've got it all. So if you have questions, hopefully we've got answers for you. So as of now, I would look at Keaton Winn, and I don't know who Tampa Bay is going to go with. So that's the early slate. If there is an early slate posted out there, those are the 3 early games that you can possibly play. Then we get to Milwaukee versus Baltimore. Freddie Peralta versus to be announced right now. Looking here, is there anybody? No. So we don't have anyone on there right now, but there is a weather concern here. So that sucks again, but I love Freddie Peralta. I loved him in his matchup, what he was supposed to have on Thursday. Now he's playing Baltimore. I like him here. 16 plate appearance, 188, so he hasn't seen him much. So you can't really go off of anything, but he's struck out 9 of those 16 batters he's faced. So I don't mind him. I know Jackson Holliday's up there. I know all that. Let's see if they bumped Holliday's price. $3,900. They have bumped his price up. So just kind of looking at that, I would rather focus on Peralta. I don't know who the pitcher for Baltimore is. And depending on who it is, obviously some of these Milwaukee bats might be enticing as well. So I would definitely go with Peralta on this main slate. Then you got the Rockies at the Blue Jays. You got Ryan Feltner versus Gausman. Now, Gausman's going to be the most expensive pitcher out there. I would not use Feltner in cash tournaments. I'm okay with, because if you look at his price here, yeah, he's down here at 5,600. Game log wise, coming off a really good game against Tampa Bay. 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. I think people are going to be chasing that because Toronto's been iffy this season. I don't mind him for tournaments. I do not trust him in cash. That's for sure. And then on the opposite side of that, you've got Gausman here at 10,000. Coming off a bad game against the Yankees. 1.1 innings, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 2 home runs, no strikeouts. He's a strikeout pitcher. Minus 10.6 is nothing to laugh at. But he gets a good matchup here against Colorado. He is very expensive, though. He's been inconsistent. 2 starts. One, he did 4.1 innings against Tampa Bay. Then 1.1 against the Yankees. Obviously, didn't have much of a strength. His fastball is 91.4, which is low. Very low. I don't know if he's got if his shoulder's still a problem. I don't know. I don't think I can trust Gausman enough here. At 10,000, when he hasn't shown me that he's worth 10,000 right now, I'm probably off Gausman. That's probably where I go on that one. Batting wise, honestly, at the moment, none of the bats jump out to me. Maybe so. We're running the 10,000 simulations as we speak. If bats do jump out to me with that, we will let you know. Obviously, that'll update and change once we get everything on the website done. So, right now, I think if you would have told me just on paper without having looked at what either of these done, I would have gone Kevin Gausman. I want nothing to do with Feltner. But that is why you're here. That is why we are trying to make you a better DFS player. I would take Feltner, tournament-wise. Very cheap option. Allows you to pay up at other positions. Gausman's just too expensive. Could he have a fantastic matchup? Yes, he could because Colorado's pretty bad. Tournament, you could put Gausman in there. But again, I don't know if I want my money on $10,000 Gausman, who hasn't shown me anything. So that's my stance here. Next game, Angels versus the Red Sox. Reed Detmers versus to be announced, but it looks like it should be Tanner Houck. Now again, these might change a little bit, so monitor that. But Reed Detmers coming off, let's see, 8,300. Game log coming off 2 really good starts. One against Baltimore, one against this Boston team. He just faced this Boston team at home his last start. 6 innings, 12 strikeouts, 37.1 fantasy points. He was 8,200. He now is only 8,300. I get it. It is Boston. It is a smaller ballpark. All they have to do is hit over the Green Monster. It is more of a hitter's park in most aspects except for the gap or the deep center field. But Detmers has had their number in the past. He's taken down the mighty Baltimore Orioles, and he took down Boston when they were very hot. I love me some Reed Detmers here. We see Tanner Houck coming in here at 8,400. Game log, what he just did against the same team. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts. This could be a low-scoring game. This could be a pitcher's duel, and I don't mind it. I think both pitchers are decent options. I think both are SP2s, but they're both about the same price. So I do not mind them. And the way these teams just faced each other, there's no bats that jump out to me right now. Obviously, if you want to buck the trend, for the Angels, you could go Chenul, you could go Trout, you could go Ward. The Red Sox, you could go Devers, you could go Tyler O'Neill, Jarren Duran. But I don't think I want to. I think everything, unless the weather and the wind is blowing directly out, everything is telling me this should be a pitcher's park or a pitcher's duel, and I think I want to go with that. So going to the next game, you got the Royals versus the Mets. You've got Michael Wacha versus Luis Severino. Wacha, 72 plate appearances, a 269 batting average against the Mets. Sevy, 38 plate appearances, 343. The Royals put up 9 runs in the first inning against Hunter Brown and the Astros yesterday. And if you watch that video, I said I did not like the Astros. I liked the Royals as a stack. And I gave the players out. For the most part, every single player that I suggested yesterday had a pretty good day. Bobby Witt Jr. had 2 home runs, stolen bases, he had everything. Wacha, this is a pitcher's park, so we love to take pitchers in this park, but both of these guys, I don't know what to get out of them. Sevy's coming off a good start, but the Royals it's weird to say, they're hot right now. Coming off against Cincy, 5 innings pitched, 7 Ks. Like I've said, when Sevy is on, when he's got his stuff going, he's one of the top pitchers in the game. It's been a while since he's had it going. Michael Wacha, on the other hand, we look at Wacha somewhere. 8,500 is kind of expensive. Coming off a really good game against the White Sox, but the White Sox are bad. 8 Ks in that game. Had a great start, 8,500. He's actually dropped down. I would see the Baltimore game. I could see it being something like that. It just depends on if the Mets bats are going to show up. But they showed up massively. I think they put up 16 runs on Thursday against the Braves, which is a wild score. They were up big, and they never took their foot off the pedal there. It's kind of wild. But if you want to look at some bats that maybe have had success against both of these guys, we can take a look real quick. Mets bats, I mean, Starling Marte's 9 for 37 with a double and a home run. You got DJ Stewart, 3 for 9 with a home run. His batting average is like 120, but his OPS is almost 1,000. It's the Kyle Schwarber effect, basically. Harrison Bader's 3 for 8. Pete Alonso's 2 for 3 with a home run. Joey Wendell's 1 for 4 with a home run. So they've had success. Honestly, Wacha could be a cheap, sneaky option here. If you're not going with 7, you want to go here. Sal Perez, 3 for 13 with a double and a home run. Bobby Witt's 2 for 3. Always a threat for home runs. Always a threat for stolen bases. Michael Garcia, 1 for 3. MJ Melendez, 1 for 3 with a double. You've got Adam Frazier, who's 3 for 4 with a home run. So he's, in limited at-bats. He's seen the ball well out of Sevy's hand. That's kind of, Freddie Fermin, 1 for 2 with a double. The ones that I would look at, if you aren't going with 7, you think he's going to implode, I would go Nelson Velasquez. I would go Vinny Pasquantino. I'd go Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia. I'd go Salvador Perez. So I honestly don't mind a Michael Wacha here and a Kansas City stack against Sevy. If I make a multiple lineups, I'll throw Sevy in a couple of them. Don't know which Sevy we're going to get. That's the problem. That is the problem. Next game, Braves at the Marlins. You got Max Fried versus Trevor Rogers. Fried, 53 plate appearances, 306 batting average. Trevor Rogers, 100 plate appearances, 275. Trevor Rogers was good a couple of years ago. Stunk it up last year. Kind of the same thing with Fried. You don't know what you're going to get. Generally, the Marlins have hit lefties well lately. We look at both of these pitchers real quick. Fried is up here at 8,700 game log wise, minus. Both are terrible. Now, he does have a good matchup here against Marlins. I don't know if I can pay 8,700 for him. Then Trevor Rogers, we nothing really. 5 innings in both starts, 4 earned runs against Pittsburgh, 2 earned runs against St. Louis. The strikeouts have been there, but 5.40 ERA coming to this game. I don't like that. If you look at the splits, home and away, 1. He's 1 game. Again, you want it. You basically want like 10 starts at home, 10 starts on the road to kind of feel if they're doing good at home or on the road. But his worst outing did come at home. And just looking at matchups, Max Fried, Josh Bell is 7 for 17 with a double and a triple off of Fried. That's a 412 batting average. Jesus Sanchez is 4 for 7 with a home run. That's a 571. Nick Fortes is 2 for 3, so not much. So they really haven't had much, but in theory, Brian De La Cruz, Jazz Chisholm, Josh Bell, Jesus Sanchez. You could look at Jake Berger has been hitting the ball very well lately. Take all of them against Max Fried. Flip side of that, Braves bats, they love to hit lefties except for yesterday for whatever reason. They did not on Thursday. Ozzie Albies is 6 for 19 with a double. You've got Austin Riley with 2 doubles and a home run. You've got Ronald Acuna Jr., 2 doubles and a home run. You've got Marcell Ozuna, 2 doubles and a home run. Or just 2 hits and a home run, 2 singles. You've got Travis d'Arnaud, 5 for 11, 3 doubles and a home run. You've got Adam Duvall, 3 for 9 with 2 doubles. Adam Duvall is a cheaper option if he's in there against lefties. I feel the way to go is probably look at the righty bats. Look at Austin Riley. Look at Ronald Acuna, Ozuna, d'Arnaud, Adam Duvall. These would be all those options that I would use for a Brave stack. I just don't trust Trevor Rogers. He had it couple years ago, lost it last year, really hasn't done much this year, and stunk at home in his 1 start. I would focus on the Braves. They're going to be pissed after the game yesterday. I think they come out. I don't think I'm going to take either pitcher, though. Moving to the Yankees at the Guardians, Clark Schmidt versus Carlos Carrasco. Schmidt is what I would look at. Now, again, we look at the numbers. They look bad. 28 plate appearances, so basically a start and a half. 462 batting average, 10.7 K strikeout percentage. Josh Naylor's 1 for 3. Jimenez is 3 for 7. Steven Kwan is 3 for 5. Jose Ramirez is 4 for 7 with a double. But that's it. But when you have 6 batters, one has a 333, 429, 571, 600 batting average, that'll bump up it'll inflate that number. So I do like Clark Schmidt here. I like him against Cleveland. I like it a little bit better because it is in Cleveland. Now, Carrasco, and then if we look at what Schmidt's been doing, I love how he's only 7,100. He's down here. Not much against Toronto. Did give up 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. Houston, 5.1 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Still got the dub, or the team won both of those games. He didn't get the dub. 4.66 ERA. Tournaments, I'm okay with Schmidt. But again, we can see if you aren't taking Schmidt and you want to look at Cleveland bats, Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan, Josh Naylor, those lefty bats I would look at. Then you got Carlos Carrasco. It's Cookie, 6,700. Did okay against Minnie, but only went 3 innings in that game. Had 6 strikeouts, but only 3 innings, had 78 pitches. So it looks to be he's going to top out at about 80 pitches for whatever reason. That's kind of what we're seeing here, 78 and 79. I'd still rather take the Yankees bats here. So Juan Soto's been everything you need. He's been on fire. Stanton has been heating up. He's now homered against every single team in the major leagues. Judge is kind of slow. Volpe has been hitting well. I think Glaber's been slow. Judge has been slow. Trevino should not be starting. The bats that I would look at for the Yankees would be Juan Soto. I would look at Anthony Rizzo. I would look at Stanton. I would look at Volpe. Austin Wells should probably be in there. And I would not be surprised if Oswaldo Cabrera is back in there. Now, if we were to take a look at the Yankees bats real quick, there is weather concern. That's the problem. But if you look at Wells at 3,200, Cabrera is at 3,500. Those are cheaper options. That's kind of what I would look at. Glaber's been slow. Judge has been slow, and those are big bats or high-priced batters. So I'm probably off of those guys. But again, I think a Yankee stack makes sense here. While everyone's probably paying up for Judge and Soto, I think we could go away from Judge and we could find value here. Now, he is due, so wouldn't be surprised if he goes off here against Carrasco. The weather is a concern, though. Then you got the Reds at the White Sox. You got Andrew Abbott versus Chris Flexen. Abbott, 7 plate appearances, hasn't seen him. Flexen, 14 plate appearances, 308 batting average. So really haven't seen much. We can look at Andrew Abbott here. He's 8,200. Game log-wise, it's been okay. Didn't do much against the Mets. 5 innings pitched, 4 Ks, 2 earned runs, so only 9.3. Philly, 5.1 innings. Only 2 earned runs against them, but only 4 Ks, so got 13 fantasy points. But this is a fantastic matchup for him. The White Sox are a bad team. It's a fact. They're just a bad team. Andrew Abbott for tournaments, I don't mind. I like it because it's in Chicago. Weather concern, as of now, no weather concern. So we should be good, but again, anything can happen. And then we come down here. Where's he at? Chris Flexen. Game log-wise, an okay game against Kansas City, 6.1 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. Really isn't known for striking out people. I think I'd rather take the Reds bats. Now, they haven't seen much. 14 plate appearance, probably a couple of batters. Yeah. Candelario, I would look at. Other than that, those are the starters. I would look at Ellie De La Cruz. I would look at Spencer Steer. Jake Fraley, if he's in there, should be a cheaper option. I would look at the Cincinnati as a stack today, for sure. I don't want anything to do with Flexen. I don't want anything to do with the White Sox bats as of now. And I highly doubt any of those White Sox bats show up in the early 10,000 simulations. We'll find out. It's running. It's almost done. But I highly doubt it. So I will take some Andrew Abbott in tournaments. I don't want Flexen. I don't want the White Sox bats. Rangers at the Astros. Dane Dunning versus JP France. If you would have told me yesterday that Texas would only give up 1 earned run against Oakland, I would have put all my money that they won. And they lost 1-0. They were no hit through a lot of the game. Dunning, 130 plate appearances, 278 batting average against the Astros in his career. And then we flip it. JP France, 71 plate appearances, 328. Houston has not looked good. Houston does have a problem right now. Whether it's at home, whether it's on the road, they have been bad. We can look at both of these. Dunning at 7,000, I don't mind him. Faced Houston his last start, did lose the game, 6.2 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, but 7 strikeouts. The game before that, Tampa Bay, 6.1 innings, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. It's kind of a trend. We're looking at about 6 innings out of him, 7 strikeouts out of him. His price at 7,000, I don't mind that at all. I will take that. Dane Dunning pitched on Sunday Night Baseball, I believe, had a good game. Now he goes to Houston, where Houston's been bad since last postseason. I don't mind him at all. Dunning, I'm okay with. Then you got JP France, married to one of the girls from the MTV The Challenge that I found out the other day. Game log wise, Texas, 8.8 innings, 8.8 fantasy points. Really hasn't done much. Didn't 5.2 innings against both the Yankees and the Rangers. Giving up 3 earned runs in those games. The strikeouts have been 4 to 5. I would rather take Texas bats here. I know they didn't show anything yesterday on Thursday, but I think I would look at Adolis Garcia. There's the only one with a hit, I think. I would look at Corey Seager. You could look at Jonah Heim, 4 for 10. Corey Seager's 4 for 7 with 2 home runs. Evan Carter's 3 for 4 with 3 doubles. Sees the ball well. Josh Smith would be a cheap option. Wyatt Langford would be a cheap option. I would look at some of these Texas bats here. I don't trust France. I don't know if I want to pay up for the Astros bats against Dane Dunning. So I'd rather take Dunning, and I'd rather take the Texas bats than I would Houston right now, until they prove otherwise. Next game, the Washington Nationals at the Athletics. Jake Irvin versus Paul Blackburn. We can look at these numbers. Irvin is the lowest priced guy at 5,200. Game log wise, coming off an okay game against Philly, 6 innings there, 4 earned runs, but 5K, still had 11.9 fantasy points. Now he gets a matchup against Oakland, who it's in a pitcher's park. I don't mind him at 5,200. Kind of feels like a free square at 5,200. Again, he could get lit up. I completely understand that. Career-wise, 24 plate appearance, 261. I like Jake Irvin here. Then you got Paul Blackburn. What are we going to get from Paul? So we find him up at 7,600. Coming off a really good game against Detroit, 23.7 fantasy points. A really good game against Cleveland, 19.4. I don't mind Paul Blackburn either. It's a pitcher's park. He's had success. He's not given up an earned run yet. Hasn't given up a run this year. Only 7K, so they are low, but he has a great matchup here against Washington. I like both of these pitchers. I think both are tournament picks, but it's like a free square at Jake Irvin, or you could do both of them. If you wanted to, you could Irvin at 5,200. You could take Paul Blackburn at 7,600 and be okay with that. None of the bats jump out to me. I highly doubt they will with the simulations either. We got the Cubs at the Mariners. Jordan Wicks versus Bryce Miller. They haven't seen each other. What are we going to get out of these guys? So we look at Jordan Wicks here at 7,900. Game log wise has had 2 okay games. The Dodgers are a tough task to go against. Went 4.2 innings there. Only gave up 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 16.3 fantasy points. So the bullpen blew it, but he only went 4.2 innings. And then against Texas, only went 4 innings there. Now they travel to Seattle. I cannot trust paying $7,900 for 4 innings. Unless somehow he struck out every single batter. I think he is overpriced for the amount of time he pitches. So unfortunately, I'm off of him. While he has 13 Ks in 2 games, he's not going deep into games enough that I think it would make sense. I'd rather take Paul Blackburn over Wicks. And then Bryce Miller, he's going to be expensive. 8,900 game log wise. 7 innings against Milwaukee. No earned runs. 7 Ks. Got the dub. Got 31.4 fantasy points. But against Boston, they're a worse team than Chicago. 5 innings, 6 Ks, but 4 earned runs. Price-wise, 8,900 at that price. I like him better than Fried. I don't know. I think tournament-wise, I'm okay with. Batting-wise, Don't know the bats that would make sense. You would love to take Mariners bats against a lefty like Julio and Haniger. Let's see. Julio Rodriguez is 5,300 somehow. Batting 196, no home runs, 3 RBIs, 470 OPS. You got Mitch Haniger, who's usually good against lefties, 3,900. Batting 262. Does have 2 home runs, though. Back-to-back games with good fantasy point outage there, and only 2 games with 0. So we see him. He would be an option. Julio's just very expensive, and he has not done anything yet. I don't know why. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what's going on. Those would be... I don't really like the bats in this one. They're just other teams. At the moment, there are other teams that I think we could take bats from. Then we got the Cardinals at the Diamondbacks. Steven Matz versus Brandon Pfaadt. Now, I don't know why he's so cheap. Steven Matz is down here at 7,300, and Brandon's right above him. Steven Matz has had success this year. If it loads. Maybe. Miami, it's Miami. 5 innings, no earned runs, 3 Ks. The strikeouts aren't there for him. I don't think I'm going to be paying 7,300 because Arizona hits lefties well. Career-wise, 55 plate appearances, 296. I would rather take Brandon here for my pitcher and stack, and you can look at Pfaadt here. Colorado, 5 innings, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. Atlanta, 5.2 innings, 5 earned runs. Still at 11.4 fantasy points because he had 7 strikeouts. St. Louis is not as good as Atlanta. I would take Brandon here for sure. And I would look at Arizona bats. Now, the bats, off the top of my head, without seeing what they've done against him, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Christian Walker, Corbin Carroll, these guys, Eugenio Suarez, Ketel Marte, 4 for 15 with a double and a home run. Christian Walker, 2 for 9 with a double. Eugenio Suarez, 3 for 8 with a double. Kevin Newman, 5 for 10 with 2 doubles. You got Gurriel Jr., 0 for 3, but I'd still take him. Jock Peterson, 0 for 2. So, yeah, I would look at the lefty bats here, or the righty bats for Arizona. I don't want Mats. I'll take Pfaadt a little bit, and I will take the Arizona bats here. Then the final game, you got the Padres at the Dodgers, what we saw in South Korea. Michael King versus Yamamoto. You've got King, 43 plate appearances, a 308 batting average. And then Yamamoto, 9 plate appearances, 667. I just want to see if Michael King faced them in... Let's see. I don't think he did. Game log-wise, yeah, he did. The Dodgers on the 21st. It's when it was 15-11. 3.1 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 11.3. San Francisco, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 11.6. And then San Francisco again, 7 innings, got the dub, 4 hits allowed, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 24.8 fantasy points. I don't see how we take him against the Dodgers. This is in LA. This is not in San Francisco. If you look at splits-wise, on the road, he has been better on the road, but one of those is in South Korea. I am not taking Michael King. At 8,000, I can't take him. And Yamamoto here started off really bad. I would rather pay up for Yamamoto than Gossman today. Game log-wise, San Diego, 1 inning pitch, 5 earned runs, so he did not have success against them, minus 7.4. But since that game, 20.1 and 28.3 against St. Louis and Chicago. Maybe he's good to go. Maybe he's felt that. I don't know how much exposure I'll have to Yamamoto, but I will pay up for him more than I will Gossman on this slate. And then the Dodgers bats, obviously Mookie Betts seems like he's on base every time I look at MLB at bat. Freddie Freeman I would look at. Let's just see what the Dodgers bats did against him on the 21st. Mookie, yeah, that's when he had 6 RBIs, had 39 fantasy points in that game. I would look at him. Shohei, I don't think he did much that game. 7 fantasy points, didn't do much. Freeman, game log wise, 7 fantasy points. Muncy is another one I'd look at. Will Smith. I would rather use Hernandez against lefties. So yeah, I think the batters I'd use would be Betts, Freeman, Muncy, Will Smith. Gavin Lux, did he do anything? Yeah, he did stuff there, 2 for 5 there. So I don't mind him either, but he's only batting 175 to start the year. So that's what I would look at, pitching-wise, batting-wise, for this main slate. If you look at all the pitchers, I like a little bit of Irvin. I do like Feltner a little bit. I don't want Flexen. I don't want France. I don't want you to see my underpants. I don't want Carrasco. I don't want Severino. I do want Dunning. I'll take a little bit of Schmidt. I don't really like Steven Matz here. Brandon Pfaadt and Paul Blackburn, I like both of those. So now they think it's going to be Tyler Wells versus Milwaukee. Game log-wise, not much against Pittsburgh. Did go against L.A. Tyler Wells, probably off of Tyler Wells there. Jordan Wicks just isn't going deep into games. Michael King against the Dodgers, I don't like. Trevor Rogers, probably off of. I'd rather stack the bats in that one for Atlanta. Abbott against the White Sox, I'm okay with at 8,200. Love me some Reed Detmers today. Tanner Houck, I think that's going to be a pitcher's duel. Could be wrong, but I do think that. Michael Wacha against the Mets in Citi Field, give me some of that. Max Fried, I'm probably off of. Bryce Miller, I'm probably off of. I like a little bit of Peralta. I like a little bit of Yamamoto. I do not want to pay $10,000 for Gossman. So that is the breakdown. A little bit more than what you're probably used to, but hopefully you're still stuck around because now we have the top 20 bats. So get a paper pen, whatever you need to do. Let's get going. So as of now, through 10,000 simulations, Ronald Acuna Jr., number 1. Number 2 is Will Benson. Number 3 is Yordan Alvarez. 4 is Adolis Garcia. 5 is Kyle Tucker. 6 is Corey Seager. 7 is Aaron Judge. 8 is Gleyber Torres. Right now, I don't agree with those. 9 is Juan Soto. I agree with that. 10 is CJ Abrams. 11, Alex Bregman. 12, Mookie Betts. 13, Yonner Diaz. 14, Corbin Carroll. 15, Anthony Volpe. 16, Marcus Semien. 17, Shohei Ohtani. 18, Justin Turner. 19, Ozzie Albies. And as of now, number 20, Nolan Jones against Kevin Gossman. So, honestly, a sneaky stat could be Colorado. We'll see if we can get it there. I don't know. Still go through all the simulations. If you still got questions, still want to see some more things, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, MLB tab, everything we have here for you, along with sports betting as well. So good luck on this Friday slate, and we will be back for the Saturday slate. Let's rock and roll. Good luck, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace!